Bloodsworth actually spent years behind bars and on death row for a crime he didn't even commit. Now, you can hear him share his story later on tonight in Boise, but he is here this morning to give us a preview of what you can actually expect tonight. And also here this morning, Idaho filmmaker Gregory Bain, who's working on a movie about Kirk's story. So we're going to start with Kirk. Kirk, for people who don't know your story, the first man exonerated by DNA. Correct?
The first man exonerated by DNA from death row in the United States.
Right. So go ahead and give us a little bit of background.
Well, in 1984, I was convicted of a brutal murder of 9-year-old Dawn Hamilton, based on witness identification and circumstantial evidence mostly. About a man that was 6'5", curly blonde hair, bushy mustache, tan skin, and skinny. And my hair was as red as a fire plug back in those days, and I'm not 6'5". There was just a lot of mistakes made by the state of Maryland prosecuting me, but I found this new technology called DNA. I had the testing done through a lot of hoops I had to jump, and proved the day, and also in the end helped catch the real killer by pushing for the DNA testing be done in the case.
In the 80s, this is when all that DNA stuff started coming about, right?
Well, in the late 80s, the first person ever convicted was back in the I think it was 1985 or so, and it was in England, which really gave me the idea to do DNA testing. And that was Colin Pitchfork, and that's how it all really started for me. By reading that story, I proved my innocence. And
I've been looking at some of Gregory's clips online. A really brutal murder, a 9-year-old girl, right?
Yes, Dawn Hamilton.
And you said that this stuff, talking about it, even though it seems so hard to talk about it, you said it actually helps you.
Well, it is a catharsis. You know, I've been a public speaker now for close to 17 years. You know, it gets it off my chest. It's something I suffer from post-traumatic stress, and as many of us, but my story is not unique. I mean, there's 140 death row survivors who have been exonerated by DNA and other means, and over 290 people in the United States have been convicted for crimes they didn't commit.
All right, and Gregory, turning to you now, it seems like an easy question, but why choose this story to put on film?
Well, obviously very compelling, and I think that, like you said, the story may not be unique, but it really illustrates how this could happen to anyone. And so that's what I wanted to explore with the story, and you know, be able to tell it, and be able to tell it through his point of view. And the other part of it was, too, to really get the human factor of it, the human side, in terms of really understanding how this affected his life through and through.
Okay, and people can actually hear Kirk's story tonight and also be a part of the filmmaking process tonight, right?
Yeah, tonight at the Egyptian, 7 p.m., Kirk is going to be delivering his story. He has a really compelling, about 45-minute speech. It was one of the first things I saw when wanting to make the film, and I decided that needs to be part of the actual movie. So we're going to be filming it. It's a free event, and we're trying to pack the theater and have people come hear his compelling story.
And so what's the goal for you with this film? When do you hope to get it done and that sort of thing?
It should be done early 2013, and we have several different strategies at play, but it'll be out in the world.
Anything else you want people to know about tonight's event, about Kirk's story?
I just come out. He's a great storyteller. His story is highly compelling, and it'll, I think, teach you a lot about things you didn't think about in our criminal justice system.
All right, again, that event is tonight. You can hear Kirk's story and be a part of that film. It's at the Egyptian Theater, downtown Boise. 7 o'clock, that event is free. So if you want to go hear Kirk's story, it is a free event.